All right, here we go. Yeah. All right. This is weapon usage rates, right? This is supposed to be coming tomorrow, right? Tuesday. Tuesday. Tuesday's 8.5 hour maintenance. Dev letter DMR rebalance follow up. Are you ready to hear this? Hello, players. Since the implementation of the DMR rebalance with update 37.1, PUBG's gunplay ecosystem has undergone various changes. As this update brought significant adjustments to DMRs, many of you may be curious about how PUBG's gunplay has evolved since then. In this dev letter, we'd like to take a closer look at the changes that followed the DMR rebalance and share our thoughts on them. After DMR rebalance, the metrics shown in the first DMR rebalance dev letter were based on data from July 2025. In this dev letter, to take a closer look at the changes before and after update 37.1, we will compare metrics from August 2025, right before the update, and those collected sometime after. Weapon usage rates. Normal matches. So DMRs were 16.3%. They are now 10.5%. So they went from 16.3 DMR to 10.5 DMR. So it lost 6% and then went to SR. Yeah, it went to SR. Shotguns dropped a little bit. SMGs, everybody's using SMGs is wild. Yeah. Yeah. Literally every other gun went down and SMGs went up in normal matches. Okay. And then weapon usage rates ranked. DMRs were 20.6. They went down to 13. So they went down 7%. DMRs went up 3%. ARs went down. Shotguns went up. Shotguns went up. SMGs went to 16, etc. Went up to, etc. is like crossbows. Following the DMR rebalance, the usage rates of DMRs dropped significantly from 16.3 to 10.5. The normal match and from 20.6 to 13% in ranked, marking notable decrease of 5.8% and 7.6 respectively. In contrast, SR usage increased from 13.1% to 16.4% in normal match and from 10.6% to 13.8% in ranked, surpassing DMRs in normal match and reaching a similar level in ranked. Additionally, while SMGs were previously more common in normal match, their usage has risen sharply in ranked as well due to recent meta changes. In short, reserve that are as the dominance of DMRs declined, the share of other weapons categories expanded. That's not true. But okay. Anyway, weapon power graph, kill ratio per minute. Let's see. DMRs are yellow, so like 20 minutes into the game. DMRs were big. Now they're 18%. ARs dropped. So SMGs are taking a huge chunk just across the board. They went up 2% 12 minutes into the game, and about 22 minutes into the game, they've increased significantly, and everything else has dropped. I mean, ARs are still dominant, as you can see, but they're just SMGs are next. Let's revisit the power graphs. Key metrics we discussed in previous dev letter that illustrates how each weapon's impact changes over the course of a match. Mid-range engagements are most frequent around the 22 mark. Kill ratio at that point shows that DMR and SR value changed as follows, resulting in similar figures. DMR is 26.9 to 18.6. SR is 12.7 to 17.6. That's a huge change for SRs. Before the DMR rebalance, DMR recorded more than twice the kill ratio of SRs. After the rebalance, the two weapons now show similar values. Damage ratio per minute. DMR is 39.8, 19.8 previously, and now is 27.6 and about 29.3. Yeah, so now DMR SR is basically balanced. Early game, DMRs are still kind of, I guess that's mid game. SR is sniper rifle. DMR is designated marksman rifle. They're not. No, they already did. They didn't buff it. They just nerfed DMRs. The damage ratio per minute graph shows a similar trend before the DMR rebalance. The mid to late phase damage ratios for ARs, DMRs, and SRs were 31.6, 39.8, and 19.8%, respectively, meaning the DMRs dealt more than twice the damage of SRs. After the update, however, the ratios became AR 30.3, DMR 29.3, and SRs 27.6, indicating a much more even distribution. This means that DMRs are no longer overwhelmingly dominant in mid to late game damage output. Previously, we were concerned that DMRs had greater influence than the ARs, which serve as the main weapon in most engagements, especially after the 10-minute mark as matches entered their mid-game phase. However, DMRs and ARs are now showing almost identical levels of influence, while SRs have also increased in impact. Excluding early phase weapons like shotguns and SMGs, we believe that current weapon ecosystem is in a healthy equilibrium. Engagement patterns, and time to kill. In addition to the key changes mentioned above, we also observed several other shifts, one of them being engagement distance. After the DMR rebalance, we observed that the average engagement distance, which had been steadily increasing since 2023, dropped significantly from 59.4 meters to 55.7 meters. The average engagement distance for DMRs, however, decreased only slightly. This overall reduction in engagement range suggests that the meta has shifted from long-range standoffs towards closer, more aggressive engagements. Another notable change is in time to kill. Update 37.1, the overall time to kill had been gradually increasing, but it began to decrease following the DMR rebalance. The time to kill for DMRs, however, increased sharply. This can be considered a natural result of the weapon's reduced effectiveness, since one of the main goals of the DMR rebalance has been to lessen its dominance and make quick two-tap kills much less feasible. The increase in DMR time to kill aligns with our intended design direction. DMR rebalance results. The key outcomes of the DMR rebalance introduced in Update 37.1 can be summarized as follows. DMR usage rates have significantly decreased in both normal match and ranked. The influence of DMR and SR in the mid to late stages of a match has become similar, resulting in a healthy equilibrium across ARs, DMRs, and SRs, as reflected in the damage power graphs. Average engagement distance has dropped noticeably, indicating a shift in the meta from long-range standoffs to closer, more aggressive engagements. Overall, we've observed a clear shift in the gunplay meta, with weapon categories now showing a more balanced distribution of influence and greater diversity in engagement styles. Most metrics, including weapon usage rates, the balance between 5.56 and 7.62 weapons, and the power graphs are also displaying signs of stability. This suggests that the changes have gone beyond simple balance adjustments and align with our original goal of reducing DMR dominance and revitalizing PUBG's gunplay meta. While DMR usage has dropped considerably for now, we expect it to gradually recover over time. Should its usage remain consistently low, we will consider follow-up adjustments. For the time being, our focus is on allowing players enough time to adapt to the new environment and carefully monitoring the meta as it stabilizes before reviewing individual weapon performances if necessary. Future gunplay updates. Naturally, as major changes take place within PUBG's gunplay ecosystem, new areas for adjustments have also emerged. As SMGs have become even more prominent following the DMR rebalance, we are currently planning adjustments to their overall performance. For detailed information and developer comments, please refer to the upcoming patch notes, update 38.1. We also plan to take another look at the Gunplay Labs, which has already been held several times, reviewing its optional methods and duration based on player feedback. Gunplay lies at the very core of PUBG, and we understand how closely our players follow its evolution. We will continue to carefully observe the gunplay meta and how players engage in combat, consistently seeking ways to further improve the experience. We see you in the next Dev Letter PUBG Battlegrounds team. As SMGs have become an even more prominent... No. We are currently planning adjustments to the overall performance. 38.1 will tell us what they're going to do. DMR. So basically what they're saying is they've evened out mid-game levels. So between ARs, DMRs, and SRs, you have an even level of damage distribution. So like if you're pushing a compound, the chances of you getting shot by a sniper rifle, a DMR, or an AR are exactly the same. Once you're in engagement, which is 50 meters engagement range, you're going to start seeing SMGs. And let's see. It did say that, where did it say that? It said it was something about the SMGs, right? That as SMGs have become even more prominent following the DMR rebalance, we are currently planning on adjustments to the overall performance. So they are going to make adjustments to SMGs. We are currently planning adjustments to their overall performance. So we don't know if that's a nerf or a buff, but as of right now, they are planning on making the adjustments. DMRs are here to stay.